Hello, everybody. This is the Isaac HP podcast. This is Rufus Rice.
Hello.
Hello.
Do you want me to be in character for this episode? Or?
No, not really. No,
Okay,
we're just going to talk.
I'll just be me.
And you don't have to look into the camera every single time you think you have a punchline as well. Because you get that in podcasts, Like TikTok podcasts as well. They always go like, and they look into the camera when they say something
I do that
they think is fun. Do you do that?
Yeah.
On podcasts?
I'm going to be honest, I don't do many podcasts. But
How many have you done?
I think this is like number
3, right?
5.
Number 5, yeah.
Probably.
Because you did good on Cal Freezy's podcast.
Well, my dad watched that, and then the review that he gave me was, you spoke well, but I think you should just be yourself instead of being the character.
Really?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah, but that's your dad.
Yeah.
How old?
I'm not really sure.
I imagine your parents had you when they were like 30.
Yeah.
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 Mature age.
I'm not really sure how old my parents are either.
Do you not know when their birthdays are?
I know the day, but the year, like, it could range anywhere from, sort of pre-2000 to the early Triassic period, probably.
Yeah.
Not really sure.
You ever hear your parents have sex?
No, I'm very lucky. It's never happened to me.
Never happened to you?
No.
You never heard the clapping? You never heard your parents clap?
Oh, they've, in a school play, they've clapped a bit.
It's a weird school play.
Clapping, not like clapping cheeks. Hope not.
Do they have sex in these days, your parents?
Bro, we're going to have to cut this whole section.
No, we're not. We're not. We're leaving it in.
I don't know. I assume so.
How often do they have sex?
Well, I don't know.
I'm just asking you.
Maybe the sparks fizzled out. I'm not involved in this.
Would you ever use Viagra if you had to?
I take it for a laugh, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. I think about taking it sometimes, like when I'm just hooking up with someone.
Recreationally.
Yeah, hooking up with someone. And like,
but was it like a precaution?
No.
Go soft?
Well, not go soft, but like so I can just go all night, be rock solid all night.
I don't have that. I don't have
be
that
really rock
problem.
solid.
I'm like Dwayne. Like I'm rock all night. I rock
Really?
All night, yeah.
Do you plow hard when you plow?
No.
You don't.
I don't have that kind of stamina. Like I don't know about you, but after every single time that I've ever had sex, my abs really hurt.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Like they really burn. Like it's a proper workout.
That's mad.
Like, it feels like I've done like 1,000 crunches.
Bro, I don't get that feeling.
Not trying hard enough, clearly.
No, I'm not. I don't remember the last time I really went for it, to be honest. Now I'm thinking about it. I don't know, maybe.
But I very much view intercourse as like a workout.
Really?
It's more about, like, I'm more concerned about the calories than the orgasm.
Are you being serious?
Yeah, it's
really?
Yeah, man.
So you eat
every
protein before you have sex?
I have a pre-workout.
You actually?
Protein shake, yeah. And got to get the whey powder in. And then afterwards, I've been lying about everything up to this point, but this is actually true. After I have sex, every time I have to have a whole liter of water.
Really?
Genuinely.
H2O?
I have a water bottle next to my bed. I have to finish it. I have to rehydrate, bro.
Every time you have sex?
Every time.
I've considered buying one of those water tanks of how much water I drink after sex.
Wow. Do you know what I wish I had after sex? Like a wham bar.
Yeah?
A
wham bar?
A wham bar.
What is that?
You get them in Londis.
Do you?
What didn't you didn't have the same childhood as me.
No, because you were poor. Right?
But you don't know what a fucking wham bar is.
What's a wham bar?
It's like a classic British sweet, a wham bar.
Is it like it's a little.
It's like a red. How do you not know what a wham bar is? It's like a sort of purple.
It's shit.
No, it's one of the best sweets that you can get.
It's in the shit range with the double decker and the star bar.
Mate, the double decker. Were you calling it double decker Povo? Fucking, I could not afford those sometimes.
No, I'm not calling it poor. I'm calling it shit. Like it tastes bad.
Nah, they're good. There's so much in it. So much in a double decker.
There's two layers, and I don't know the difference.
It's one of the most least boring chocolate bars.
It's like a brick. You could build a house out of a double decker. It's so
but then you get more for your money. You get everything in it. You get nougat.
Yeah, that's quite a good point.
Crunchy chocolate.
Aero's the biggest scam.
Yeah, Aero.
They're literally selling you air.
Yeah, they're literally. Same with Maltesers. I don't like Maltesers that much.
Okay, this is my
because they're so light. They don't fill you up.
My family has a history with Maltesers.
What?
So my great grandfather I'm not sure how many grades. He worked for Mars and he invented the Malteser machine.
Really?
Think about this. It's an engineering problem. How do you get the chocolate all the way around the Malteser?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
How do you do it?
And it's so the layer of it is so singular.
So it's an equally thick layer around the whole Malteser. How do you do that? And the answer was he invented a machine that blew
Chinese orphans. No.
He blew the crunchy bits, whatever that is, in the middle. It blew those up in the air and sprayed the chocolate on them. He genuinely invented that machine.
And it's still being used today if you go there.
I don't know.
Has he got like a plaque on the Mars factory?
Should do. They should pay. It should be owing a lot of money. I mean, he was just an employee, but
imagine having that. Imagine having royalties on fucking
Maltesers.
every single time a Malteser gets sold. You get like 0.1 pence.
I would buy so many and just eat them myself. Basically free at that point.
Because I remember when you were around my flat, you didn't. I had those 35p energy drinks in my house.
Yeah.
You didn't know what it was. You said you'd never seen one.
Yeah, 35p energy drink. But
how have you never seen one though?
I also didn't I spent half my childhood not in this country as well. So
yeah, that is true. Yeah,
that's kind of
what kind of energy drinks do they have in Singapore?
They have you know how Red Bull is from Thailand.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So they have the original hardcore Red Bull.
Yeah, like the glass bottles of Red Bull.
Yeah, the glass bottles of Red Bull. Mate, that's like having a smelling salt or something. They'd use that to wake Muhammad Ali up. Mate, that stuff is strong. So before every exam that I ever had at school, I'd have tactical wank, to get the mind straight, and then I'd mix strawberry Fanta, which I think they don't and it actually dyes your tongue red when you drink it. It's got loads of illegals in it.
So a wank and strawberry Fanta.
A wank, and then I mix strawberry Fanta and that Red Bull and polish off one of those straight in the exam. Let me go.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Wanking for me never felt like it made me smarter. I feel like
it
makes me mute. It makes me mute.
Really?
Sometimes I have a wank and then I go to co-op.
Yeah.
And I can't interact with anybody. I'm bumping into people. Like I walk wonky after I have a wank. You know? Like I'll go to co-op and you know when you're walking around in the queues and stuff and you bump into people. Like I'll almost slam into an old lady. And then I feel like she knows that I had a wank.
You feel dirty?
Yeah, I feel dirty. Yeah.
I have the opposite, I think.
Really?
Well, after I have a wank, then I'm so purposeful of that because I have no more distractions anymore.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about having that.
You got it out the way. You got it out the way.
Yeah, exactly. And now I don't need to anymore. Now I'm on a mission. I'm like Tom Cruise or whatever.
You manifest. Do you feel like you manifest what you really want after a wank? You've had that wank, now you know what you need to do for business.
Yeah. Wank, coffee,
grind.
Emails. That's my
emails.
That's my morning routine.
What kind of emails do you do?
So,
I mean,
what kind of emails are? There's only just
But business emails.
Business contracts, inking deals.
Because sometimes I say that.
Wait, there's no feeling like signing a good deal, is there? Just inking deals on the weekend.
Sometimes
you strike me as a man with thousands of unread emails in his inbox.
Yeah, they're mainly from ASOS.
You also strike me as a man who wants to unsubscribe from every mailing list he's on, but can't be asked to.
I always get loads from ASOS being like, check out this sock, bro. Check out this sock.
I was subscribed to the God is Real. So as a joke, my mate signed me up to the God is Real newsletter.
Yeah.
And what happened? I was like, oh fuck this. So I signed him up for it as well. And then, I was getting these God is, Jesus life affirming stuff in my inbox every day. And then I unsubscribed from it and I missed those notifications. Yeah. Maybe I'm just a needy bastard, but I would get one of those a day and I feel like, oh, there's something going on. Like Jesus is around. Yeah.
It's good to have that feeling of Jesus.
Yeah.
Every now and then I get back on that Jesus shit,
Do you?
Yeah, I like to believe that he's there somewhere in my life.
Okay. Cool.
I like to believe that God is real sometimes.
Okay.
And he's like a geezer, like a character.
Yeah.
Feel less lonely.
Like who would you like to be God? Like Danny Dyer?
Not Danny
like
Dyer.
A proper Cockney geezer.
I don't know who I'd want to be God, but God for me is this character that you can't.
I like
him.
Mr. Krabs. I think
Mr. Krabs as God.
He'd be a good God.
I don't know. I don't know who God would be for me.
True leader.
I don't have any good role models in my life.
Okay. It's a bit sad, isn't it?
You know, for me to pick. I don't know who would be God. I'm trying to think. Maybe Mr. Ratburn from Arthur.
Haven't really seen it.
Did you ever watch that show?
I know he's like a neaky bird or something. He is, right?
A neaky bird.
He's like a neaky, specky bird.
He's a rat.
He's a
Mr.
rat.
Ratburn. He's a rat.
No, Arthur.
In Arthur. Arthur's an aardvark, bro.
That's a bird, right?
Sorry. Did you watch fucking Singaporean cartoons?
No, because they had was just like the American channels. I was a massive iCarly guy growing up. Fucking love iCarly.
Yeah.
And Drake and Josh.
Drake and Josh.
Yeah.
The cruise ship one.
Yeah.
The one Sweet Life on Sweet Life on Deck.
It's more. That was more of like the Disney thing. So it's kind of like an edgy group of Disney.
Yeah.
So a bit
The
emo.
humor was always very different because I didn't have Sky in my house, so I'd have to go to someone else's house to watch it. And I always really liked going to other people's houses and then being like, "Whoa, what the fuck is it?" Like, do you remember the film the show Chowder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was kind of for the like the
Chowder.
That was for the nerdy like nobby no mates people kind of. But 'cause it was a cartoon.
Oh, I thought that was for cool kids.
No, I was fucking.
But do you remember wrestling, WWE? Every now and then you go to someone's house and they always had wrestling, you know.
You do strike me
John
as a man
Cena.
who would love wrestling.
I used to love wrestling. I mean, when I was in school, I had I made a wrestling club on my friend's trampoline.
Okay.
Yeah, and I made outfits for everybody. All my new school uniform that I got, I drew stuff all over it and then we'd beat each other up basically and throw each other off the trampoline. And
Did you ever have
that.
like a personality, like a?
I think my brother was like, we dressed him up as a shepherd.
Was he the good shepherd? Was he like coming out and whacking people with
I think he was called the Good Shepherd.
Yeah.
Or I think he was called the Crazy Shepherd.
The crazy shepherd.
Yeah, he was called the Crazy Shepherd
Did
because
he have a crook?
we had yeah.
Oh, nice.
But we got a walking
So
stick
absolute
we got a walking stick from my
clothesline.
nan's house,
Yeah.
and he would like come in like whoa, whoa, whoa. And then my other mate was called the Jelly Baby.
Was he a bit fat?
He was fat, and he'd paint himself pink, and then he'd run in and he'd be like, "I'm Jelly Baby," and then they'd all fight each other.
That guy like would always win because he could just sit on you. That was like his finisher.
Yeah, there was always that one kid, that was really fat kid in school that could just sit on you, you know.
Unbeatable,
Like
unbeatable
you-
move.
yeah.
It doesn't matter. Even if you were a black belt in karate, all this sort of shit.
Yeah, you
It's
can't
sitting-
beat a
sitting
fat
on you,
guy.
You
Yeah,
can't beat the sit on.
yeah.
I-
Or like the belly flop, you know.
Oh,
Like being belly flopped on by a fucking fat kid in school was like the fucking.
there was always that
scary
one
shit.
guy. If you ever went to a pool party or something, who could do the full belly flop.
Yeah.
and he smacked the water brutally, and he was so proud. He was like the pinkest motherfucker. He was in so much pain.
Yeah,
He was
nothing,
crying on the
nothing
inside.
better than like the singular fat person at a pool party.
Yeah.
You know?
He's like, he
I've never been
hits
to a
the
pool-
water,
yeah.
he's like, how have you even displaced that much water? How's it even possible, bro? There's none left. The pool's dry.
Imagine being the one fat guy at a pool party and then another fucking fat guy shows up and you're like, this is my game.
Yeah, I'm the only one here wearing a t-shirt.
Yeah, this is. yeah, hang on a second. I want people are supposed to feel sorry for me. Now this is
Yeah.
a fat party.
Yeah.
You know, it was a frat party. Now it's a fat party. You're here making me look, you know, because you want to be special. You know.
I as a teenager, I wore a t-shirt to pool parties, not because I was fat, but because I was self-conscious.
About not having a six pack.
Not about not having a six-pack, but I just thought I had man tits.
Yeah.
As a teenager, I was absolutely convinced that I had massive.
Why did
man
someone
tits.
make a comment to you and then you
I
just believed
think,
it?
yeah, must have done, and I was just like, it got stuck in my head. That person was living rent free for years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Got
had
over
that
it,
once.
though.
I had that once.
still have man tits. But
I
got
remember
over it.
a bigger kid came up to me, this like big kid on this estate, and I had this tight t-shirt on, and I wasn't like that. I wasn't that big as
Was
a
it
kid. I
mesh?
wasn't that chubby. No, I wasn't. I didn't rock up to a. No, I did not rock up
Imagine you
outside
on the
London with a
estate, mashed up.
fucking mesh t-shirt. I had this like tight shirt, and I guess it was too small for me. I didn't know I grew out of it, you know. And yeah, I guess it was quite tight. And he came up to me. A fat kid came up and said, "I can see your fucking man tits." So
Yeah.
like, why are you bullying me? And and ever since that, I stopped eating crisps
Well, it's probably quite good for you then.
for a while. Yeah, stopped
Go
eating
on a
crisps.
health kick.
I just got really.
Forget this-
I think I
forget
got ill. I think I was really skinny.
No, forget this eat, pray, love shit. You know what you
What's
do?
that? Eat, pray, love.
It's like this, you know, the sort of girl who eats almonds and yogurt and celery and rosé and like burns incense.
Girl dinner.
Yeah,
girl dinner.
All this girl dinner shit. There's no way people can actually just eat that because you die in like a week.
I think that's like a girl treat, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like a girl treats them when they're alone, when they're not eating with.
Yeah, but all
company.
the girl dinner food I've seen is literally like on. It's not even meeting the basic nutritional requirements for a human like daily intake.
Mate, boy dinner is not doing that as well.
All the things I've seen
Have
at
you
boy dinner are just mince, bro.
Mince.
It's just people just cooking mince and eating
I
bowls of
thought
mince.
boy dinner would be potato waffles and beans. That's my boy dinner.
Yeah.
That's just your dinner. You don't eat.
I wonder what my boy dinner is. I don't really do boy dinner.
What do you eat for dinner?
What am I eating?
Steak and chips, 100%.
Not really. I mean, spag bowl. That's what I had tonight. But
Yeah. Did you make it yourself?
I made it. Yeah.
That's fucking sick. You made spag bowl.
Spag bowl's good. Isn't
I've never made spag bowl in my life.
it? And I thought my mum's spag bowl was the best. Turns out, you can beat it. Sorry.
Find one recipe online that's better than anyone.
Yeah,
anyone's mum's
BBC
ever
Good
made.
BBC Good Food has destroyed my mum's cooking on that occasion.
Wow.
Sorry, mum.
You're getting like a good cook.
So I was with a girl for a bit, and she was a really good cook, and that's
She
what-
taught you.
Well, basically, before that, my idea of cooking was like if I burnt a toasty on one side, I'd undercook it on the other to make up for it. So I used to eat toasties all the time, which was black on one side and just bread on the other.
Wow.
Because I
That's
thought
wild.
that it will even out, right?
No.
It's one of those things. That was my idea of cooking. My idea of cleaning was like washing the skid marks out of the toilet bowl with my piss. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if you piss on them, they'll go away.
I've done
right?
that before, yeah.
But then, eventually you grow up, get some skills.
Yeah.
Now I
feel
know-
like you're
now I
getting
know
the
you've gotta
skills.
do the
Now
toilet.
you live alone, right? You feel like you're getting the skills.
I do live alone. It's good.
It's sorry.
I like living alone.
Yeah, I do as well sometimes, yeah.
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 Unless you like have one of those nights where you feel cripplingly alone, which I don't, but you might.
I don't get it as much.
No,
I've had it though.
have you?
Yeah.
You
when
ever
like everyone's away for a week. Everyone I know's away for some reason.
Yeah.
And I'm just alone.
Mm.
All I have is my thoughts and crust on the floor.
Crust.
Yeah, it's not nice.
I need to break out the mop.
Yeah, I don't have a mop. I sometimes just pick up bits of crumbs with my fingers.
Yeah. What
Have
about?
you been in my house, haven't you? Small.
I have been to your house.
Small.
Yeah.
What would you describe it as?
It's well, it's a 1-bedroom flat,
Yeah.
but it's in a good location. So,
Location.
and as you know, with property, location is far more important than the quality of the flat.
Yeah.
You also don't have any shelves, so everything you own is on the floor,
I don't want a shelf.
which is a bit of it. Like, if I was you, shelving unit.
I remember
first
you
thing
saying that. I remember you saying every single thing that you own is on the floor.
Yeah.
It's like, it is, yeah. I like having that, by the way.
No,
I like having it, all the books stacked up on the floor.
Yeah, I gave you a bookshelf and you destroyed it and threw it out.
Yeah,
You had
I
for like
threw
a
it
week and
away.
Got rid of it.
One of the shelves,
the problem was solved.
no, he gave me a bookshelf and the fucking shelf fell. One of the shelves broke on it, so I just smashed the whole thing up and just fucking put it on the street. You shouldn't have given me it. And I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm never trusting a shelf again. And I just don't have any shelves in my...
Don't trust a shelf.
Yeah, I don't trust no shelves.
Do you think shelves would just like, they're like a hoe? They'll just break on you at any moment.
I'm kind of scared of them. I feel like they're just going to fall on me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't want them in my house. Everything's stacked.
You would hate you'd rather sleep on the top of a bunk bed than the bottom, right?
No, I was bottom boy.
That's a shelf.
I shared a bedroom with my brother for 19 years.
Didn't you feel like the bed was going to fall on you?
No. The thing is, though, we share a bedroom. Me and my brother shared a bedroom for 19 years. He was top bunk. I was bottom bunk. He was top bunk. He pissed the bed every night. And
Mate,
I was on bottom
For
bunk.
19
And for some
years.
not 19 years. He stopped at a certain age. But for a lot of my life, he pissed the bed at the top bunk.
If
And I don't know if it ever dripped down on me.
if I was you, after it happened, maybe twice, I'd probably request a switcheroo.
I never
probably
requested
say-
a switcheroo because it was just like he was assigned that bed, he couldn't move. And then that means like it's gonna be pissy up there. I don't want to. Even if we switch mattresses, I just don't want to do that.
Mate, even if it doesn't like actually drip through, you're still like breathing in those fumes.
I stunk of piss. I remember once on my street, this kid called Jordan tried to beat me up because I stunk of piss. He said we were friends with each other. He was like, mate, you fucking stink. You stink. He threw his BMX at me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we had a big fight.
I've just had a massive realization because you've told me a few stories about your childhood now.
Yeah.
You're actually Tracy Beaker. You even look like her. You got the same trim, bro.
I fucking empathize with Tracy Beaker.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to get put in care sometimes. So sometimes I was just like, take me. Because I want to be on that show. You know?
Do you think if you get put in care, you get to be on the
I
show?
thought it was. I thought they selected kids to sort of play this sort of drama. Like, it was loads of orphans and stuff, you know?
Yeah. It wasn't acting.
Because it was fucked.
Method
you know?
acting.
Huh?
Method acting. They got actual orphans in
Yeah, I
there.
thought they got like beaten kids, you know?
Yeah.
Kids that were been
They
beaten
did-
up by their
did they?
parents.
I don't think so. I think they were actors.
No, they were actors, yeah. They never saw any of that shit.
Yeah, that's a shame. They should have got some real people in to do some gritty.
Well, they should
real
have.
acting.
No, they were all like posh kids who went to Brit school,
Yeah.
you know,
Part-
and they all played poor kids that were beaten and, you know, had disgusting things done to them, and, you know, they played traumatic roles. I think that's wrong. It should have been a bunch of kids on suicide watch on Tracy Beaker.
But then again, that's not really acting, is it?
What?
If you get a bunch of orphans to play a bunch of orphans, they're not really acting. You're like paying these kids to act,
No, to act their lives out.
not acting.
It would have been.
I would argue those rich kids are better actors because they actually do have to do some acting.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
I
such
reckon
a
it would have been
stupid
half an hour of kids like slamming each of themselves on their head and banging their heads on tables and stuff. In school, everyone had that kid that would throw the table at the teacher. Did you?
Not my school, bro.
Not your school. You were strict Asian school though, so it's quite hard though, isn't it?
No, I mean, up until the age of 10 or 11, I was in this country. But
Okay, yeah.
everyone tells all these stories from their schools and stuff of the absolute carnage that goes on. There was none of that at my school.
Really? Not even like one story where like someone fucking
A
attacked a
girl
teacher.
got suspended for being racist once. I think that's pretty much as far as
Okay, yeah.
as far as the carnage went.
Yeah, I think one of the worst thing. There's a lot of stuff. I remember I smashed a whole window in my school and got away with it.
Yeah,
We walked out. So we walked past my school. I had a big rock. We were walking past it. I had this massive rock and I just threw it. I smashed the whole science door open.
Fuck it.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
fuck it.
I can't remember.
Didn't give a shit. I didn't give a fucking
Literally,
shit.
my school is the most well-behaved, like sleepy school. It wasn't a
Yeah.
very big school,
How many? Like
Like-
100,
like 300 probably.
300. Mine was 2,000.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Yeah. When there's more, I think there's more.
and it was
It's
in,
like you can
it
get
was
away
in
more.
like a nice old building, you know. There's-
Yeah.
With loads of fields around it and stuff. Like it's not.
It's nice.
not-
A listed building. It's like Harry Potter.
Yeah, they actually. So the senior school, they actually asked to film Harry Potter there, and they said no
Really?
because it was. This was in like the 90s when they were scouting locations.
Crazy.
They asked to film Harry Potter there, and they said no because it was kind of a religious school, and they
Yeah.
thought can't have witchcraft around here. Man.
That's fucking crazy.
That's an actually true story.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Wow, your school is that old and Hogwarty that they actually believed in witchcraft.
Yeah.
That's fucking mad.
Mate, the Professor Flitwick was probably chilling around the halls of that school, bro. Like,
Professor Flitwick.
he's one of the professors, right?
What, in fucking Harry Potter?
Yeah.
Oh.
Clip
Yes.
Flick is.
I'm pretty sure I only know Dumbledore.
Yeah.
Dumbledore and Bellatrix.
That's such a weird too.
Who's Bellatrix? That was a student, right?
No, she's like a Death Eater.
Oh yeah, she's the bad girl.
Dumbledore, I get why you know him, but like Bellatrix is left field.
So right.
Yeah, it's Snape.
That's what, like, those
no,
are the
I
best.
just
Snape would be a normal
Snape was a
person to say
teacher. Snape was a teacher. Technically, though, Voldemort was a teacher.
Not true.
He crept in.
He
in
was
the
a
first
teacher in the
episode.
first
If an
movie.
adult walks into a school, they're not just a teacher. That's not
No, but
He was the professor in the first one.
yeah. He was a
The
teacher.
bloke in the
yeah, it's the
turban.
back of his. It was his haircut, realistically, wasn't it?
He was
Yeah,
Professor Quirrell's trim.
he got the Voldemort
He
trim.
was the buzz cut.
Yeah, he played the buzz cut.
Yeah. I think, that is funny that's actually true about my school.
Yeah, that's wild. Because a lot of Americans are always talking about British people and like
I
how Harry
basically
Potter
sort
we
of
are.
did go to, like, you know,
Yeah.
they asked to film it there, you know, it was close enough.
You could have actually maybe done a spell.
Maybe. And they also, it's such a classic sort of school thing. Obviously, we had a church at the school. You know, it's a religious place, and there was kiddie diddlers.
Really?
There's in the 80s, yeah.
In the 80s,
Yeah.
and did they just disappear, or did they just get
Who knows? I don't know. It's a bit before my
they just
bit before my time, but there were legitimate cases of kiddie diddling in the 80s. At that school, yeah.
crazy. Were any of them like? Did you know any teachers that knew the people that diddled?
No, not really.
Nah.
There was no like it definitely happened because it'd been
It happens in a lot of those,
It'd been
especially those
confirmed.
old schools.
been confirmed by the school, but nobody knew exactly who it was.
Yeah.
Hope it was
Well,
none
some
of the guys
people
who
did.
used to
Yeah, I
who used
wonder
to
if
run
some
the
of them.
Easter service every year.
Some of them might
Yeah.
have got away with it. You never know.
Dunno.
That's kind of bad.
I'm not alleging anything. I don't want a lawsuit from Father Felix. I don't think it was you,
Father
bro.
Felix.
You're safe.
Well, now you said his
You're
name.
safe, brother. Love you.
Or what if he isn't safe and he just said he is?
No, he's
Ooh.
sick. He's sick. He's,
Okay, yeah.
My mate, he went to 2 months of after school classes,
Yeah.
Christianity classes,
Oh,
just
no.
so he could have a bit of wine at the communion.
Fucking hell.
Mate, that's doing it for the sesh.
That
It's in like
is.
year 5 as well.
Year 5.
Early onset alcoholism.
Mate, after
But he
school
never got pissed. You get a sip of wine.
Yeah, for a sip of wine and a dead cracker.
A dead cracker.
Mate, have you tried those
Yeah, like
things?
the rice papers.
Yeah.
They market it as bread. What is that's not bread.
It's shit. Because I was never
So
christened.
It's like a car's water biscuit. Like it's the
They're really shit though.
Yeah,
those
they're
ones.
awful.
Because I used to go to church every now and then. If my mum would like dump me at my nan's house on the weekend, I'd have to go to church with her on a Sunday.
Yeah.
So we go to church on a Sunday, and there's always this bit in the ceremony where everyone has to get up and get a blessing from the priest, right? If you're christened, you're allowed a bit of bread. If you're not christened, they don't give you the bread. He just basically touches your face and shit. He just goes
Mate,
like
that's
that.
so peak. I
right?
thought Christians were supposed to love everybody.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
equally.
But
Like,
actually,
everyone gets a bit of bread.
me, a hungry child, right? A hungry child that could have got put in care was denied bread at that fucking church. So one time, me and my mates, we were in this village. We stumbled upon this church that was open. No one was in it, and they had the bread in there. I took a fucking handful of the bread out of the thing, and I ate it,
Good
and I
man.
spat it out.
Disgusting.
Because it tasted of fucking shit. And I was so fucking glad the priest I was glad I was never christened, and I'm glad the priest got done for diddling.
Yeah.
Yeah. He didn't actually get done for diddling.
I think it would be hilarious
I don't get a lot.
if you had like a church themed sesh,
Yeah.
but we could only drink like the altar wine.
That's quite funny, actually.
Yeah, like just like liters. Of
Oi,
that.
we have to drink wine until that big candle goes down. That's such a good challenge, isn't it?
Yeah.
And all we have is the bread to sober ourselves up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you could only. Well, we used to do this when I go on holiday with the lads, if you will,
Yeah.
which I've done.
I won't.
Yeah. So we play a game basically every day. We have like a deck of cards that we made, and you draw one every day, and it basically gives you a sort of punishment for that day.
Yeah.
And one of them is Tour Jesus. So that person can only eat bread and fish. And can only drink wine. No water. Obviously, Jesus. There's no way Jesus
Yeah.
could drink water. It would turn straight into wine. Obviously.
True,
So
true
he can
that.
only eat bread and fish, only drink wine, and he has to wear flip flops.
That's so crazy. And I guess no sex either.
Oh, absolutely not. That's against.
That's
the law.
fucking wild.
So that's one of the ones. You know, the classic good old Tour Jesus.
Yeah. What other like they should do that with other like figures,
Yeah.
you know?
What, did you have one in mind?
Gandhi.
Tour Gandhi.
Tour
Can't,
Gandhi.
can't eat anything. That's the first.
I mean, he
Gotta
was
fast all day.
that's the problem. That's why he
He's
died.
also wearing flip flops with Jesus.
Yeah, I mean Gandhi had girl dinner. that's what Gandhi's diet was, girl dinner.
Bro, that's why he was so skinny.
Yeah, that's
Bro.
why he was skinny as fuck, bro.
He's a role model right there.
That's why he had all those health problems. Originally, it was Gandhi dinner. Then the girls took it. The girls saw Gandhi and they were just like, Jesus, that's how you lose weight? We're going to eat like him. We're going to eat like the liberator of India.
Yeah, bro. Gandhi was into some weird shit.
Yeah, he
You
was
know,
into
You
weird
know
shit.
about his thing about.
He would sleep with all these underage girls, but like in a weird, like he wouldn't do anything, but he would be like,
Well, I mean, he said he didn't do.
yeah, no, he said it was like to test himself. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, test his resolve.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
That's like people trying to quit smoking, like buying a brick of fags and then just yeah, just opening them all like and putting them right on their table.
Yeah, that's wild. He just had it there.
As if that's gonna help you.
Also, his wife was like had this illness. That's what happened. His wife had this illness, and he was like, "Oh no, like
Gandhi
she
was
can't
married?
get the medication." Yeah, he had a.
I thought he was celibate
No.
like his whole life.
No, he was plowing some fucking milfy Indian pussy. And also, she had an illness, and there was medication that would have fucking cured her. Gandhi was like, "No, it's against everything. You have to die naturally. You're not allowed to have
Really?
this medication." She
He
died.
didn't even give it a cheeky pray.
No, not even. Maybe he did like a sort of chuck some petals at her.
Yeah.
You know, but like, he ended up getting the same illness.
that's
that his wife
It's
got,
ironic, right?
and then he took the fucking medication
Yeah, of course he
for
did.
it.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. Because he was just like, oh, I think he doesn't want his wife to die,
Yeah.
so he could bang all those underage girls.
Yeah.
I don't want to get a lawsuit from Gandhi's family because they're still around, which is actually quite funny. Gandhi's grandson,
Yeah.
massive guy, plus sized. Type in Gandhi's grandson.
Bro, that just shows you like the cosmic karma of the universe evening things out, right?
He had girl dinner his whole life. His grandkids are all
He's
obese.
been having boy dinner. That guy's wham.
Wow. Search it up.
Am I him?
Now, when he was younger, I think he lost some weight there.
That's hilarious. Like Gandhi running that calorie deficit.
Very large.
That's large. That is not Gandhi.
Bro, that's hilarious that Gandhi was running that calorie deficit for years, so his
Yeah.
grandson could just become an absolute porky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, my granddad did all the work. I wonder what kind of money you'd get for being related to Gandhi.
Yeah, I guess if you're doing after dinner speaking and that sort of shit,
Yeah, I guess that's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah,
After
I
dinner
guess so.
speaking.
like giving speeches at shit events or whatever.
Yeah, because you're just kind of related to him.
That would kind of suck.
Like, yeah, because you're not really doing anything after that, are you?
Like
You're not
imagine like having. I guess it's kind of the Brooklyn Beckham problem, isn't it? Like your
Yeah.
parents are really famous and successful, and nothing you do will ever be as good as anything they ever.
really- yeah, that is true. But the thing, I feel like some people have sort of done well as like nepo babies, you know.
I think people who go out and just acknowledge it,
Yeah, they acknowledge it.
and I think that's the good approach, rather than just pretending to be a chef.
Yeah, we were saying this though. The Strokes, they all had famous dads or really successful
Yeah, Julian
dads.
Casablancas.
But the music is so good, no one gives a shit. No one cares.
People also
At
don't
the
really-
beginning, they cared.
At
And
the-
then they
oh,
got
yeah.
good. And then they were like,
Yeah. So
He
if
went
you
to-
actually do good,
I
like
think-
Jaden Smith he is known because obviously he was put into acting when he was really young and shit. But he does have a following of his own. He has done quite well, I think. Jaden and Willow Smith especially. You know?
Yeah.
They've
yeah.
both done quite well, even though people hate on them and stuff.
I mean, I'm
think
not
they've
really
done
a fan of either of them at all.
well. Yeah.
Like,
I like some of Willow Smith's music.
do you?
Yeah, some of Jaden's.
I'm not really sure if I've even listened to it. I'll just. But I don't think Will Smith's music's that great either.
No, his stuff wasn't amazing, was
Yeah,
it?
exactly. It's
It was all like the kind of rapping
people like
was like
comparing him to Will Smith, but Will Smith is bang average rapper. Like
he was like 80s rapper. What was it?
yeah,
Early 90s, 80s.
late.
getting jiggy
But
with it. That's
yeah.
the only song I can know.
But it was very like light-hearted rapping.
Yeah,
It
it's
was
not it's not serious.
Yeah.
People are treating him like he's Kendrick Lamar.
He's
Yeah.
a comedy rapper. Right?
Yeah,
He kind of was, yeah.
He's like the Lonely Island.
Yeah, the stuff he kind of rapped about was like,
Yeah.
I'm going to the park to walk my dog. I think I saw a frog.
Yeah, that's
Shit like
that's
that.
Oh my god, it's Will Smith.
I think that's like a Will Smith song, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And then he, yeah. So people are like, Jaden Smith's probably a better rapper than Will Smith.
Yeah, he's a better artist.
Probably.
Artist.
Right.
Same as Willow Smith.
Yeah.
I think so.
So you think people shit on them?
People need to get over the fact that Will Smith slapped Chris Rock already, I think. I think it's over.
I think they have.
Well, no, but every
It's not really
single...
irrelevant.
No
It's
one's
just-
really
ever
chatting
since
about
he... ever since that happened, the only thing I've ever seen of him is that.
yeah.
It's just an echo of that. It's
Well-
always brought back to it. There's Jada doing her whole...
I think Will Smith slapped Chris Rock so he could get the start of YouTube Rewind 2018 out of his career. Because that's honestly the only two things I know him for.
Really?
True.
I can't. What films was he in? I mean, I don't really.
Men in
watch,
Black.
I
I
don't.
am Legend. Banging.
Yeah.
I don't really watch.
what's the
films.
other film he did?
Oh, yeah,
Hancock.
what?
Do you know that film Hancock where he played the guy that flied around?
He's
he
in
was
The
like a
Pursuit of
superhero.
Happiness, isn't he?
That's
Yeah,
that's
Pursuit of
that's a
Happiness.
happy
He
one.
did a lot of films.
Yeah, that's a good point.
He's like one of the
I
biggest.
made a bit of a
film-
shit point there.
That's a bad point. It's not like he was some B-list or like one hit
Hitch.
wonder.
Hitch is a good film.
Hitch. What's
Yeah.
that?
It's like the rom-com where he like gets people together.
Gets people together.
Yeah.
Thrilling stuff. Scintillating. Great review.
What's your favorite Adam Sandler film? Do you ever watch
Oh.
Adam
Adam Sandler comes out with one banger like every 15 years and then like just fills the rest of the time with some of the stinkiest films I've ever
It's
seen.
weird, isn't it? He goes
Uncut Gems is unbelievable.
Yeah.
That is a brilliant film and he's actually a really good actor. So why do you have to release Grown Ups 3?
Yeah,
I
Grown Ups
understand-
1 was sick.
Yeah, Grown Ups
No,
is
it's
banger.
not. I've
Grown Ups is
seen
banger.
it. Does not hold up,
Mate,
bro.
when I was like 13, people would bring that into school, the DVD into school, and trade it for shit
It doesn't hold
because
up.
people wanted to watch it.
Yeah, but it's like I watched some of the In-Betweeners back the other day, and some of it doesn't hold up.
The thing with In-Betweeners is it's so quotable that it's kind of not surprising anymore.
I just think I can just
Such a
you
part of
I
British
just do
culture.
the whole thing word for word, but
Yeah,
Stop touching.
sorry.
but you know, it's like with anything. It's like even my own TikToks are pretty old now. I think
What do you think? Your older TikToks are old.
Yeah, like my old TikToks from last year. I look at that and I go, oh, it's not really.
That's kind of fine though.
Yeah.
It's good to move on from that. Though.
Yeah.
You don't want to be holding on to stuff.
It's good
that
to
you make.
recognize nothing is going to be funny forever. Like, have you watched Faulty Towers?
Yeah, it's still funny.
It's not funny, mate. It's
Really?
I think some of it's
Dad's
good.
Army.
That was filmed in my town.
Yeah, it's like
Exactly. Nothing good ever came out of that fucking place.
it's like it's the same with like mother-in-law jokes as well. Like they're just not funny.
Yeah, the mother-in-laws don't exist as much anymore because someone's getting married. So they're not even that funny.
People do get married still.
Nah, it's just like my bird's mum.
That's not
Like oh, my
I
girlfriend.
I would never refer to my girlfriend as my bird. That
I
just
thought-
feels wrong for me.
I thought you would do that.
no.
What do you call your girlfriend? You ain't got a girlfriend. What do you call your
The
girl?
ones I hate, Mrs.
That's
miss-
so you, to be fair.
The Mrs. The bird.
The bird. Just
Or like, yeah, my bird.
So you don't call her my bird, the bird.
I would never say that. I hate all those sorts of things. I hate those terms of endearment that people call each other.
But my girl. Just my girl.
I think it's a bit, my girl. I think it's a bit weird.
Yeah.
I don't think there are really any good words though. So
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like my little princess.
your little princess.
My princess, my boo boo,
Pookie
See-
pie.
my little Tanya.
What?
My Tanya.
What does that mean?
Like someone if your girl's called Tanya.
Yeah, but then you could just replace that with any girl's name.
My
Not
Sarah.
very, it's
My
quite
Sarah.
specific, actually.
Yeah,
You know?
good one. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of terms of endearment, and I'm really not a fan of
Jane.
PDA, mate.
Yeah, that's bad, yeah.
Get in the bin.
Yeah.
I saw people lip syncing Weatherspoons the other day.
Bad place.
A lot of beans involved in that kissing.
Yeah, I think they're transferring
Greasy kiss. Isn't it? It's
various
not good, yeah.
various pieces of the full
Black
English to
pudding.
each other.
Yeah, it's not.
just a whole mushroom.
It's not a good place, is it, to make out the
People-
bus stop?
People,
Oh, I remember the bus stop next to my town.
yeah,
There was this young girl. She must have been 19,
Yeah.
right? And she had. I thought it was her carer. It was a 40-year-old man, and it was her actual boyfriend. And she's like mentally disabled. This one lady.
this is in your town.
And she'd have. This is the town next to my town,
Okay.
Bury St
It's quite
Edmunds.
similar to your town.
No, the bus stop is similar to my town. The town is lovely.
Oh, okay.
But the bus stop is fucked,
Right,
you know,
okay.
because it's all the fucking wrong towns around it go in there.
Yeah, right.
So, anyway, she would have these manic episodes. He'd clearly be off her meds, and she'd be shouting at him in public at this bus stop, "Finger me, you fucking twat! Just fucking finger me! I'm so horny." And she'd be like shouting at this like young girl, shouting at this 40-something-year-old man. Or I think he was like 50. He was old looking, and he'd be like, "Now settle down, now settle down." And for ages, I thought they were it was her carer. Wasn't her carer. They were together. I mean, this went viral in my town.
Really?
Never left the town though. There's no
Local-
one.
local-
Yeah, it's like it was like a
local
local.
virality.
But then you see them every now and then. I think she started taking her meds because she just kind of sit there like this, like, kind of dead, you know.
Jesus, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in Weatherspoons,
Yeah.
Like if I get spotted anywhere like that, people will ask me what I'm doing there.
That's correct. You're that level of posh people, or people assume you're that level of
People
posh.
assume that I don't go to Weatherspoons.
Mad.
Or like literally anything like that. Or if they see me shopping in, someone recognized me in Lidl the other day.
Yeah.
They were like, "What are you shopping here for?" I was like, "Well, I'm just shopping, mate."
That's crazy. That's a weird rep. So do you feel like you have to live up to a posher reputation?
No, I don't feel like I have to live up to it, but people will assume. People will assume like
It's crazy. You're like you're being discriminated in some ways.
it doesn't feel like discrimination.
People go up to you in bargain places, and you go.
People have said to me like, "Oh, I expected better from you."
Well, other posh people.
Other posh people.
That's
Yeah.
fucking mental,
Isn't it? Isn't it grim?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine that because for me, it's I'm not poor, am I anymore? But like, I grew up for me that's never.
Yeah, I've got messages. So I made that music video with the Chelsea life jacket.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I got messages like, "Oh, mate," because I wore a clip-on bow tie, and I got a message saying, "Oh, you need to learn how to tie a bow tie. You're making a disgrace of yourself."
That's
Like,
mad.
So people need to take a day off. Like, come on, mate. Unacceptable behaviour. Not
Yeah.
being able to tie his own bow. Bloody
is-
peasant. Mate.
That's the
It's like
thing.
pagan.
I couldn't do that, living that life where you know what kind of different kind of spoons are what. You know,
Yeah.
like I've got this is my egg spoon.
See,
You know? I couldn't. It's too much stress. I couldn't do it.
I grew up knowing those sorts of people, but not really being one because my family is not a historically like we don't don't have a cunt.
You're not direct.
Aristocratic.
Yeah, exactly. It's
You're not directly related to William the Conqueror.
Yeah, exactly. It's not that sort of thing. I don't have a signet ring. I don't
Yeah.
like. We don't have old money or whatever. My parents were just quite successful.
Yeah.
But
But then
know,
you meet those people when it's in the family. It's like they keep it in the family. They've got
they
cousins
have
that-
they have a range of coloured smoking jackets.
That's fucking
You know what
crazy.
I mean? They say, "Oh, should I wear the burgundy or the racing green?" And
The burgundy.
burgundy smoking jacket, you know.
That's crazy.
We all have one of those.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. So like, yeah, I've become accustomed to that sort of thing, but I do still find it a bit weird. Like at my school, for example, if you didn't have AirPods, you were automatically poor.
If what?
If you didn't have AirPods, like
Really?
yeah, because if you can't be a smelly peasant with wired headphones, bro. What is that? You can only get that far away from your
crazy.
phone.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'd be an
I'd
absolute
I'd
pover.
swing.
What's
I'd
that?
swing at someone for saying that
Oh yeah,
at me.
mate. There's no way anyone's swinging at my school, but
Did no one swing? If someone said that shit to me,
yeah.
like something would happen.
Nah, bro.
You've never swung in your life.
I have swung.
Have you swung?
Believe me.
When was the last time you swung?
Well, I don't- you don't do it in Brighton.
We got started on in Churchill Square the other day, and you ran down
You
the
got
stairs.
I didn't run down the stairs. Everything was clearing up, and I was like, right, let's just get the
He
fuck out of
ran
here.
away.
I had a feeling the geezer had a knife. That's the thing. That's the thing with these Brighton boys.
Daredevil over
Why
it.
This
did
is
they-
the thing-
why
this
did
is the
they
thing with
start
it.
on you?
They started on my girlfriend,
Yeah. But then it was just like, well, let's just get out of it because I don't,
and I was.
it was
standing up
it was
for my
quite it was
girlfriend.
more of them. It was like, let's just try and get out of here as quick as possible, because it was like I just felt like this geezer
He was
was.
like 4'3".
Nah, but he had
Was
these
he a
other
school-
geezers.
was
He
he a
had these other
schoolboy?
geezers. No. He had these other geezers, and I was just like, well, let's just. I don't, you never know. So I was like, let's just get out of here. It's not worth a big brawl. That's what I was thinking. In my opinion, and I did not run.
The closest thing we ever had to a fight at my high school was somebody, two guys like made diss tracks about each other, and then they got called into the office and had to delete the diss tracks.
They had to delete them.
Yeah, because they were filmed on the school
Why is
premises.
your school like TikTok school? What is this?
Yeah.
I mean, it was like in Singapore we had a lot of like influence from American culture and stuff, so it was a bit like an American high school, sort of weird international vibes. But yeah, I mean, though we literally had a varsity basketball team, which is kind of weird to have.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like High School Musical except Asian, and not like High School Musical.
Yeah.
No one was singing though.
Crazy.
I got in trouble once because I was on the student council and I was making a presentation in assembly about what the student council were doing, and I
Did you get voted in to student council?
so I got voted into student council. I did a rap in assembly.
Naturally.
What, and they voted you in?
Yeah, well, it's a popularity contest, and I wasn't particularly popular at school, but I did do a rap.
Wow, what was the rap?
It was a rap about my policies, which I think number one was moving the water fountains into the shade because they get too hot if you put them in the sun.
Wait, you had a milkshake fountain?
Oh no, it's a water fountain.
Oh, water fountain.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Milkshake.
I thought you said milkshake fountain. I was like, I didn't know if you had like
Nah.
a yazoo fountain at your school.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yazoo fountain.
And then I got voted in, and then I got kicked out for not going to the meetings.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think I was. No, I wasn't. No.
No,
I'm trying to think if I.
you're
ever
too much of a
was.
social outcast to be part of any sort of school committee, surely.
Well, in primary school, I wanted to be a prefect. Really wanted to be a prefect. I was
Yeah.
like, I really want that
Head
shit.
boy could be head boy.
Well, not head. We didn't have head boy, but they just randomly selected good students,
Yeah,
and I was always in bottom set, and
no chance, mate.
yeah,
Get overlooked for
and
the prize.
they selected like 4 token bottom setters
Right.
to do it because otherwise it would just look bad.
Otherwise, yeah.
So they just kind of I guess they put all the people in bottom set in sort of a hat. And picked them out.
Yeah.
And everyone else in the top set was also nicely selected. And also was like, oh, let's just fucking do it at random. And I didn't get it. And I was like, I so want to do this.
Mate, you know,
And none of the bottom setters, they didn't do shit. They were the ones shitting on the floor.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I would have been there to secure the facilities.
It's like that one guy who has problems, and he gets star of the week because he didn't bite anybody.
Yeah, they always
Whereas
give
you're
it.
putting in the grind to get those hard grades, and all he does is not fuck up.
I mean,
for
I
1
wasn't
week.
that bad, you know. I was not good at school, but also I wasn't good academically.
Okay, I was like a neek at school.
Really.
At least up until I discovered that you could make girls laugh,
Okay.
and then I just wanted to do that.
How old were you when you discovered that there was
Like
some sort
12
of
or 12 or
clout?
13,
Yeah,
probably.
yeah.
And then I was like, oh shit, I should just do this.
Then
Because
you
I want
changed.
to be liked, and I have a massive ego that needs to be
Yeah.
stroked, which I think is pretty commonplace among most TikTokers. But before that, bro, I was that kid. Like, if I didn't get 100%, I'd get upset. I was that kid.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Did you feel pressure from your parents to get 100%, or was it actually just on you?
No,
You-
bro. It was all me, bro. I needed to
Wow.
outdo everybody,
Mad.
and like people, so you can't always win. And then I
Yeah.
get upset. Or if I
is
got in
just-
trouble, I get really upset.
I never gave a fuck about grades.
Yeah. Bro, I even up until 18.
Crazy.
Like-
You still wanted to get that shit. You wanted to see. I always
Bro,
thought it was always a waste
I
of
applied
energy.
to Oxford University, bro.
You did.
Yeah. I
Mad.
didn't get in.
You
but,
didn't get
like,
in.
Yeah. I was a neek. I wanted to be an investment banker. I read the Financial Times every morning.
Fucking
Yeah,
hell.
bro. Yeah, bro.
Mate, I read the gossip bit of the Daily Mirror
Yeah.
every now and then.
Did they
Or-
still have tits in it back then?
I think the tits were the Sun, but my nan would get the Sun. My dad would get the Sun.
Filthy girl.
Yeah, yeah.
Randy.
Well, my
minx.
nan still,
Your nan's
my nan
saucy
still
little
gets
minx.
the Sun. So I go when I'm at my nan's house, she gets the Sun out.
Surely,
the
it
Sun's
doesn't-
there.
surely it still doesn't.
Now,
have tits
now
in it
it's
anymore.
like they get a lady with her bra on, which
Same.
still pretty good.
which is really weird because if I would ever stay around my dad's house, in the morning, if your parent, you just basically watch him watch porn, basically.
Just looking at page 3.
Yeah, like every single time he'd come back from the corner shop, he'd have the Sun, pack of cigarettes,
And a Stella.
and he'd have not actually probably maybe some Stella for later, but then he'd have a coffee.
Until 12 o'clock rolls around.
Yeah, and then a
Well, we've got somewhere.
coffee would be made. He'd sit there on the table, and the first thing he'd do before he'd even have eye contact with me was look at
Got to
some
look at the
tits.
tits before he talks to his own son.
Yeah, he'd
Every
have a look
day.
at the tits. That's what
A
he would do.
reset, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it was like, it was kind of weird. I found it awkward.
Yeah, that is weird.
So I wasn't around him that much because my mum wouldn't do that.
No, your mum wouldn't buy the son.
Yeah. So then being around this guy who was my dad, who I didn't see that much, and he'd always be looking at tits and stuff. He had this lighter with tits on it as well. You know. But then my next door neighbor, is this normal? My next door neighbor, do you remember Nuts magazine? You ever heard of that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
it's
like
it's a
softcore porn.
softcore porn,
Right.
but tits out everywhere, right? This kid next door to me, he was like 2 years older than me, I'm pretty sure. Went round his house a lot. In his bedroom, his whole walls were covered with photos of Nuts magazine, tits everywhere. He was
My
like
parents
11.
would not have stood for that.
He was 11. His mum allowed him to have tits all over his.
This is the thing. You went round to other people's houses and their parents didn't give a fuck what you got up to, and you could just stay up all night, do whatever you
Yeah.
want, do all something. You know, I was like, this is like fucking Christmas. I could live here forever. This would
Yeah.
be brilliant. I don't ever want to go home. And then you grow up and you realize they're kind of neglectful parents.
Quite sad.
Yeah.
They kind of didn't give a fuck about the kids. So
Yeah, I remember going to someone's house when I was a kid, and I just remember they were too strict, like really horribly strict.
really?
Like they made us all go to bed at, like when it was still light outside.
make you
And
lay
it
the,
was like
lay
a
the table and
sleepover.
say grace.
They made us not talk and sleep. They made me lay on the fucking floor at like 6ish.
yeah.
Simpsons had just finished, and it was like right bedtime.
Six
That's
is
6
crazy.
o'clock.
Yeah, and 6, and it was like right bedtime, and then we couldn't talk. It was 6, and none of us could talk. If you had a little whisper, then like she would shout at you.
Mad.
Yeah, she'd like shout at you, and it was like, and everyone was so scared. You know, it was like
Was it on like school nights or just weekends?
was not a school night. This
On
was
weekend, 6 o'clock on weekend.
That's
this was a
crazy.
weekend.
Like I
Yeah.
can understand school nights being like. I remember that happening like 8 o'clock. It'd be like school nights. Fuck, you have to whisper.
I kind of have a fear that nothing I ever experienced ever again will match up to how fun like school trip antics was. Like I'm not sure if like we had the French trip in year 6, for example.
Yeah.
And it's just like us and the boys, and the teacher would be like, "All right, lights out, boys. Okay, lights out. All right, guys,
Did you bring fucking
Lights-
alcohol?
lights out. Did we fuck, mate? Come on,
Did you get drunk?
mate. We were talking after time. We were having a few cheeky ones. I mean, we didn't have that much.
What
booze
about
on us.
smokes? Tobacco?
On the French trip? I don't know.
Because
Can't
to be
remember.
fair, you probably
It's fine.
get cigarettes easily in a foreign country.
Probably can. We were kind of in the middle of nowhere though.
Oh, okay, you went in Paris
No, I got scammed by a guy at a market on the French trip.
for what?
And he sold me a
Fridge
fake.
magnet.
He sold me a fake baseball cap, and I'm still fuming about it.
Do you put it on every day?
They're
You're like,
always
this is.
fake, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're always
And,
fake.
and instead of giving me change, you know what he gave me?
More caps.
He gave me an Eiffel Tower key ring. Instead of my change, I got scammed twice, bro.
What? If that really?
Yeah. He was like, "Oh no, bro, trust me.
Sorry.
There's €4 change, but this key ring is worth €6. Take it." Mate, he got me good.
Stop.
Yeah.
What were your holidays like?
Lot like as a kid.
Yeah, where would you go on holiday every year? Like, what would you do?
So go to my parents are in the skiing industry. So we have
the skiing industry.
so they sell skiing holidays.
Crazy.
And so we have a like a place in Canada that we go to every year.
yeah.
We'd always so a lot of the holidays we've gone are to ski resorts, basically on business trips, which is kind of nice because it means you can put it through the company basically. And yeah, so we done a lot of skiing in lots of weird places as well. We've been skiing in like China
Hey,
and
your
stuff.
parents must have been on the cocaine.
Nah, bro.
Your parents were 100% sniffing little bumps of coke.
Well,
That's like a little posh thing, you know.
no, it is. But
Your
my parents aren't
both
posh.
your parents. I know, but like they were definitely
Nah,
on the coke.
I just disagree. I feel like
I-
they would have told me about it.
They wouldn't have told you.
No, because I'm totally open with my parents about everything. It's fine.
Really? So then they never.
Text your dad right now and ask him.
Yeah, ask him. Hey,
No,
have you never?
I've
snorted
literally
anything?
had this conversation.
Oh, you've asked him already.
I've talked about drugs with my parents because
Great.
they don't like.
They don't mind. Yeah, talking about it.
No,
Did
no.
they
like,
ever? Did they ever have that like?
My
taken
parents caught
drugs?
me and my cousin smoking weed once.
Well, did you get scared? That's weird, isn't it? Did you get scared?
They get scared? Did I get scared?
I was.
They start crying.
They think I'm a crackhead.
Did you get like nervous when they found out?
Yeah, bro, I was shitting
yeah, that's obviously
myself.
terrifying.
Yeah,
That's like the hardest I've ever been punished in my entire life.
crazy man. I get offered weed by my parents.
Yeah, that's the difference.
That's sad again.
It's fine.
You're
It's
back,
fine.
You're back there.
I'm not backing this out. I'm just saying like
It's
just
fine.
the
It's fine
difference,
now.
you know?
Like my parents are, we're totally open and chill about talk about anything now. But when you're like 15, my parents are like, no, this isn't okay.
Which is kind of fair 'cause it's not. 15-year-old brain shouldn't really be smoking weed. I mean,
I was doing it every day at that age.
yeah,
Yeah,
joke.
with your dad.
Nah, never.
Puff,
I
puff,
actually,
bit of
watching
puff,
porn,
bit of puff, pass, pass with
smoking
your dad.
weed.
Oh, pass over the son.
I actually never ever smoked weed with my parents. I've
Me
never done it.
neither, bro.
Even
I
though
agree
even
with
though
you.
it's
I'm
something
with
that
you
I
on that one.
probably could have done,
Yeah.
I never did it because I felt weird about it. I was like, even though it could have been a thing. I was
Would've been
like, nah.
sick.
Yeah, I was
It's
like,
like it's like
it
there
just
are
felt
some
weird. I couldn't do it.
girls who go clubbing with their mums. That's a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah, that's fucking strange.
Some people do that,
Depends what club you go to. There are clubs that's like mum clubs, you know.
but I
Right.
still wouldn't go clubbing with my parents. Imagine going on a night like
I took my mum to Green Door Store once.
Fuck that, mate. I took my mum to fucking.
Your mum's fucking loves it, mate. She
Yeah,
loves
my
it.
mum's like.
is
an
your
old-
mum like a sesh head?
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's a
fully
fucking.
sesh,
She's
yeah.
always on a sesh,
Really?
mate. My mum
Is
came
always
round-
on the sesh, like getting in something else there.
She drinks like 4 Guinnesses a day, I'd say.
Every day.
I don't know. Whenever I
Guinness
see
is such a
her,
heavy drink as well to
She-
binge drink.
my mum makes her own Guinness.
Oh,
My mum makes
alcoholic.
my mum makes prison Guinness, bro. She's,
That's so good.
I wouldn't say she's an alcoholic, but
Just 4 pints a
You
day.
wouldn't say it, but it's true.
she has a pint a day. She drinks alcohol a day, every bit of alcohol a day. But that's classic though, you know. And
Making your own Guinness and drinking 4 pints of it a day is
That's
not.
a
I don't. Okay, maybe not 4 pints because.
pints. I bet she's a tiny woman as well. Like,
well, yeah, she is. Yeah.
Yeah, she's miniature, mate. She's
No, wait.
miniature.
it just knocks her out every day.
Mate.
4 pints.
Mate, what I'm trying to say is, I took my mum to fucking what's King and Queens in Brighton, right? Big student pub. I took her there when she came down. I played pool with her. I used to play pool with her. I'm a pub kid, you know. After school, I wouldn't go home. I'd go to the pub because that's where my mum would be.
Right.
So I'd walk
But
past.
she's not an alcoholic.
Well, it's debatable, but I would walk
It's
in.
not debatable, bro. We see the statistics
every
don't hide 4
day.
pints a day.
Every day, the pub was directly on the way back from school, right?
Yeah.
I'd go in the pub first, do a lap around the pub to see if my mum was there. Then, if she wasn't there, then I'd go home. If she wasn't there, then she'd be at her boyfriend's
Then
house.
you'd have one of mum's nasty Guinnesses.
Yeah. You'd order one just for the road. And then
Anyway, I took my mum to the fucking King and Queens in Brighton. We played pool, had a few drinks, you know. And I was like, people were staring at me. They weren't coming up to me. Usually in King and Queens,
They think you're on a date with your own mum.
they think I've pulled a MILF. Or they think they've pulled a mum.
bit
So
weird.
what's that, mate?
They think I've pulled. They
Can we
think
get a
I've,
reload on that one?
they think I've pulled
It
my
doesn't.
mum.
It doesn't matter. Whatever you try. And
No,
run, you can
no,
try and run it back.
Listen.
You can try and run it back.
Listen.
If you would have said that and spell it out, they think I've pulled
No.
my mum I'd like to fuck. Imagine that.
No, because what I'm trying to fucking say here
No,
is one of the guys came up. That's why I said it. One of the guys came up to me, and he said, "Oh, you're into MILFs then," and just walked off. People,
You could try and walk it back, but it
You
is
said
out
it.
there now.
You said it, bro.
Yeah.
No one refers to their mum as a MILF. You just
no,
did it.
because of I was only saying it because a guy came up to me and said that, you know.
That's kind of funny though.
But like, everyone was staring at me weirdly.
Is your mum fit?
No,
Your mum's buses.
mate, don't put me in this corner,
He's in
bro.
a trap. He's in a trap.
Bro, I'm gonna
Sorry.
do the same
Can't
thing.
call your mum
we can
ugly,
move on.
bro.
We
It's
can move
fucked
on.
up.
We can move on. We can move on. You don't have to answer that. It's fine.
But like, people were recognizing me from TikTok, but they weren't coming up. They were going like, "Who's that fucking older woman that he's with?"
Yeah.
Being like, "Is he on a fucking date?" And I was like, "That's obviously brought my mum to a pub." But it's like, I guess they were looking at it as like, "Why would you bring?"
I
your
think
mum
people have
to a
assumed
pub
the same
here?
thing when I've been like if I went shopping with my mum. I think people have come up to me. I think
How old's your mum?
people assume.
You don't remember?
No, she's what 50 something.
Surely they know it's your mum.
That's
Yeah.
seems like old. to
Yeah,
think
yeah,
that,
yeah.
like-
But this is the thing. So if I'm ever like there aren't a lot of negative things that have happened to me as a result. Some people get like loads of hate from doing TikTok or whatever. Usually I don't really have any negative stuff. But one thing is that if I'm ever with any girl ever, people just assume that we're shagging.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
like,
yeah, I get that,
I've been
yeah.
around like with my friends and stuff, and people have been rude to like girls that I've been with.
It's not nice.
Because they're just like, oh, are you his thing for the night and stuff, saying things
Yeah,
like that to
so
girls.
that's fucked.
And it's just like not
For me,
okay.
it's when I film with Imogen a lot,
Yeah, it's Imogen.
and everyone's saying shit about it.
yeah,
Like everyone's just like, "Can I not just film with a fucking
yeah,
girl
it is a-
TikToker without it being weird, without people like saying
those
shit?"
videos are fun. That one about the hipster cafe.
Oh, you like that one?
That was fucking.
Oh,
good.
thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
That was quite
that
good.
tiny beanie.
Yeah.
That's
Who-
what was it, like a fucking
who's-
smoothie beanie? That was the
Yeah, it was like an innocent smoothie beanie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but people are really weird with it. They're really
I think our mums couldn't be any more different because my mum's a health food writer.
crazy.
Yeah.
My mum
She does
is-
not brew Guinness.
Yeah.
No.
No.
I think
My
our mums are
mum-
probably quite similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your mum's a writer.
Yeah, she literally writes. She has a thing in the column in the Telegraph about healthy eating.
Fucking mental.
Sick.
Yeah.
Bro, my mum, she's a
Writes
security
hate slander
guard.
about the Telegraph.
My mum is a security guard at a factory.
Yeah. It's quite hard to like be trusted with the security when you're absolutely pissed the whole time.
Racking up 4 pints before the job every day.
Yeah, does she have the pints before she goes to work?
That
She
should
must
have
do,
got,
right?
got one of those little like runners.
She rides her
like,
bike to work.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's drunk. I never see her that
Can't,
drunk.
can't get in
though.
a car.
I never see her that. She just likes a drink. She's British. It's like old. You don't know where I'm from though. Where I'm from, I'm pretty sure alcohol is probably better than the water still. So,
Yeah, true.
so people
Are
just
you
fucking
are you
drink.
from Flint, Michigan?
I just think that though, like, I don't know. My best mate growing up, his dad, massive alcoholic. His dad is on like
but I think-
a crate a day.
I don't.
He's a
I
Scottish
don't
dad.
think-
He's a Scottish
I don't
geezer.
think the fact that you know a lot of alcoholics means that like that's normal though.
It's not
But it's
justified.
like, but it's just fine. It's like people are getting their jobs done.
But
You know,
that's-
she
that's
goes
why-
to work every day. She
But-
works 6 p.m. till 6 in the morning,
Well,
and then she fucking gardens the garden all day.
good
She-
on her.
She's
she not
fucking
sleep?
doing it.
Absolute machine.
She
Does
doesn't.
pull through with a Guinness. Is that?
Yeah. I don't know. She does. She gets a few days off because it's night shifts. But like she's like a hard worker. And honestly, if I was working those shifts doing that fucking job, I'd also be drinking.
Well, respect that, but it's like some people, you know, when you read about really successful people and that they were drug addicts and stuff, like,
Yeah.
bro, how did you manage it?
Isn't that cool though?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, that's fucking sick. But when you hear about like rock stars like going on tour and like,
Like Russell
doing
Brand and shit.
doing heroin
Yeah.
and stuff, bro, how are you getting around? How are you getting?
How you like performing on stage whilst on heroin as well? That's
Yeah.
fucking madness. Like,
Bro, I can't write an email with a headache. There's no way. There's no way I could do all that shit on heroin.
I kind of think that's cool in some ways, you know. That's why it's kind of sick. Like,
kind of respect that.
Imagine being like fucking on smack and an actual genius instead of on smack and a crazy guy on the street that no one wants to fucking come up to you.
Yeah, it's
No one
only
wants to talk
doing
to you.
heroin's only cool if you're successful.
yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's like. shit,
Otherwise,
yeah.
it's the one.
That's the thing is like
Sad.
I feel like a lot of these people that are heroin addicts and successful, they were getting successful and then heroin came in, and then they were in that world of like their career was going kind of well.
Yeah.
So it weren't like they were at rock
Yeah,
bottom
true.
taking smack. It was like
I mean,
they
there
were
must be
doing
some.
stuff.
Do you hear that? All these
Yeah.
druggies out there, you got to get successful before you do the heroin.
Yeah,
you
and
got it
then-
the wrong way around.
Get it in that world where it's like, oh, okay, it's easy for me to write a song and release it because I have a fucking record deal.
Yeah.
Like I can take smack, but also I can. I have this life already, you know. Like Kurt Cobain was a heroin addict, but he was big on heroin, sort of midway through his career. He was he was a
towards the
hard
end.
working touring artist for a while.
Yeah.
And he was dabbling in drugs, but they got really bad when he got really
Beatles were
famous.
massive before they did any LSD. So.
Yeah, they were big. But if they weren't, they would have just been like ketted up students that you just don't want to talk to. You just don't want to. You ever at a
Mate,
party?
I think like people always you know that question about picking your like dream dinner party guest. I think a lot of people pick the worst people. Like, there's no way you'd want to have John Lennon waffling for a whole dinner party,
Just
bro.
political chat.
He's
all night.
he's a violent guy though. Like I feel like I'd offend him and he'd. Get
I'd
really
rather
angry at me.
have Ringo.
Ringo.
He seems chill,
Ringo.
bro.
Yeah.
I'd rather have him.
Any Beatle, George Harrison or Ringo, but George Harrison.
I feel like George Harrison's
He'd
going to
try
try
and-
and indoctrinate
yeah,
me.
it'd be a bit
I
like,
feel like trying to get her my girl, my wife,
my God.
my hubby.
Is no, actually, that's the wrong way around, isn't it? Because Eric Clapton and George Harrison. So Eric Clapton wrote Layla about George Harrison's wife.
George Harrison gave his wife to Eric Clapton. After
I'm not
that.
sure if
Was it a transaction?
It
I'm
was a
not sure he-
transaction. He said if you want
Layla's
her,
such a good song that you can have it.
yeah.
Yeah, done.
He said
Sorted.
checkmate.
Mate, he had,
That's what he said. And he gave him his wife. He said if you want her so much that badly, have her. Take her for a spin.
she's kind of buttered as well, so that's kind of peak.
Well, I never saw pics.
No, she's not. She's literally like a supermodel of the era. So
What now? She'd be like 70 something.
I think she's dead now.
Oh, is she dead?
I think so.
How did she
she was
die?
like a supermodel in like the early 1960s, bro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine banging a Beatle though. It's like having
My
sex
grandma
with a living
got asked
statue.
on it. My grandma got asked on a date by George Harrison, and she said no because she was dating my grandpa. How peak is that?
Oh, what a fucking wetty your grandma is.
Yeah, exactly.
She could have been a part of history. She could have been like a new album. She could have dropped. Oh yeah, she's quite nice. Nice fringe.
She's 80. She's still alive.
She's still going.
Shit, do you reckon she's on Cameo?
Yep, here's her cameo.
She on
Here's her TikTok.
Maybe we should collab.
Mate,
Me and
collab with her.
Patty Boyd.
I'd write a song about her.
She
Is she
wanna-
called Layla? Is that her name?
She's called Patty,
Patty.
right?
What's the song? What? Oh, Patty.
You know Layla, the song.
Hmm?
You know the song Layla.
Patty, what shit? Layla. Yeah, yeah.
Like, I mean,
It's like the one goes. That's Layla.
I mean, that's not exactly how I remember it going, but I think yeah, it's a good one, right?
Yeah, bang.
Patty's horrible name. Patty.
It's an ugly name, isn't it?
Horrible name because it reminds me of burgers.
I have a theory that hot people have hot names. What do you think about this? 'Cause I think like names are objectively hotter than others. Like the hottest girl's
Yeah,
name,
for sure.
hottest girl's name, Maddie, definitely.
Nah.
Nah,
No,
I know some.
every Maddie I know, hot Maddie, fit Maddie, Welsh Maddie, and cute Maddie are
Welsh
all,
Maddie.
are all lang.
What does Welsh Maddie look like?
She's like short and blonde and fit.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Rufus Rice is here. Thank you so much for coming on the show, Rufus Rice.
Yeah, it was an
It's
absolute pleasure.
Been lovely. Been lovely to
A
talk to you.
career highlight, if you will.
I think so.
Yeah, really
career
was.
highlight. And we'll get you back on.
Lovely stuff.
You know, it'd be good to see you again.
Yeah.
You're in Brighton now. You're a Brighton boy. No more of that Singapore shit. You know,
No.
you're here.
I'm
Yeah.
now here in the land of blue hair and pronouns. I'm
Yeah.
loving it.
And
And occasional furries.
Tote bags. Lots of totes going on.
Oh, yeah. Small
just
beanies.
a lot of.
Totes and beanies, man.
Patty's next.
Anyway, guys, right, I've already done. All right, we're done.